In recent times, there is a growing need among developing countries, private corporations and universities for small satellites, which is stimulated by the demand from commercial Earth observation and communication constellations. The satellite operators are looking for cost-effective and flexible launch solution that cannot be offered by larger vehicles. Currently, in ISRO, small satellites are launched using PSLV either as co-passenger or as a dedicated vehicle. PSLV has much higher payload capability and is suitable for a specific class of heavy satellites. For small satellites, a small launch vehicle can offer a better solution. Hence, it was thought to have tailor-made, dedicated small satellite launcher to meet the demands of the customers and that of the country, which would also naturally offer an optimal capacity utilization. The Small Satellite Launch Vehicle SSLV is the latest launch vehicle designed and developed by ISRO to deliver single or multiple nano, micro or mini satellites up to weight of 500 kilograms into 500 kilometer planar orbit. SSLV is a three-stage vehicle with all solid propulsion stages and liquid propulsion-based velocity trimming module as terminal stage. SSLV is 2 meter in diameter and 34 meter in length with lift-off weight of 120 tons. SSLV, being the younger sibling of the legendary PSLV, GSLV and LVM-3, has inherited best of the qualities of these three. However, it also offers certain new technology elements considering functional requirements of its job. Two new solid motors, SS1 and SS3, are now added to ISRO's fleet of solid motors. SS1 motor is the third largest solid booster of ISRO, while SS3 motor is a new composite upper stage solid motor. SSLV vehicle is designed as a ready-to-transfer vehicle with standard interfaces for end-to-end industrial production. The first maiden flight of SSLV D1 aims to demonstrate the design payload capability of the vehicle in low Earth orbit as well as multi-orbit launching capability through restart of terminal liquid stage. SSLV D1 is scheduled to launch EOS-2 satellite and co-passenger satellite Azadi-Sat in 356 km circular lower Earth orbit. EOS-2 is a 135 kg technology demonstration satellite for various technologies with applications in areas of agriculture, forestry, geology and hydrology. Azadi-Sat, a tribute to India's celebration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, is a 7.3 kg nano satellite, an initiative from the startup Space Kids India. SSLV D1 will be launched from the first launch pad in SDSC Shar in Sriharikota. SSLV will be a cost-effective launch vehicle providing the satellite operators the flexibility to launch multiple satellites in terms of orbit and schedule in a single launch. They can also get the flexibility of launching the satellites on demand anytime and anywhere, as the vehicle requires minimal launch infrastructure and can be realized in shortest time. Small Satellite Launch Vehicle SSLV is deemed as the next workhorse rocket from ISRO, and it is suggested to play a major role in the commercial small satellite launch services.
आज का मौसम यहाँ बदली वाला है। यहाँ जो दर्शकगण आए हुए हैं लॉन्च को देखने के लिए, उन्हें थोड़ी दिक्कत हो सकती है। लेकिन प्रमोशन के लिए पूरी तरह अनुकूल है।
-1 minute.
Distract साहब साम
अब हम 1 मिनट की
-45 seconds.
दूरी पर प्रमोशन से
-50 seconds.
all sequence साम
-45 seconds. -40 seconds. -35 seconds. -30 seconds.
Real-time programs activated.
-25 seconds. -20 seconds. -15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Plus 5 seconds.
stop normal P1 tracking PT tracking
R2 tracking.
P2 tracking
That was a brilliant liftoff, a sight to behold.
प्रज्वलन और सफलतापूर्ण उत्थापन SSLV D1 लॉन्च व्हीकल का। SSLV D1 EOS-2 मिशन अपने गंतव्य की ओर। सभी तंत्र सुचारू रूप से काम करते हुए बहुत ही रोमांच का पल है ये। प्रथम प्रमोशन SSLV D1 का।
Maiden launch of SSLV. The performance of first stage is as per the prediction.
first stage performance normal SHAR1 as in main auto
Plus 1 minute.
प्रथम चरण सामान्य निष्पादन करता हुआ।
SHAR2 as in main auto
वैज्ञानिक गण निरंतर नजर बनाए हुए हैं सभी आंकड़ों पर।
Flight parameters and ground trace on your screens right now. Shar, Bangalore and Trivandrum
It is
telemetry
H2
stations
TDDT.
tracking.
प्रथम चरण का प्रज्वलन काल करीब 117 सेकंड का होगा।
This 22.5 meter long stage is powered by HTPB based solid propellant, 87 tons mass. It generates a thrust of 2600 kilonewtons. During the SS1 action time of 117 seconds, the altitude of the launch vehicle crosses about 85 kilometers.
प्रथम चरण के सभी तंत्र सामान्य कार्य करते हुए
second stage ignited first stage separated
अभी अभी आपने सुना रेंज निदेशक ने घोषणा की द्वितीय चरण का प्रज्वलन हो चुका है तथा प्रथम चरण को पृथक कर दिया गया है।
As per the announcement of the Range Operations Director, the second stage has started its operation, generating maximum vacuum thrust of 235 kilonewtons.
द्वितीय चरण का प्रज्वलन काल करीब
payload fairing separated
221 सेकंड का। ऊष्मा कवच को पृथक कर दिया गया है।
Trivandrum and Port Blair stations presently tracking.
Plus 3 minutes.
अब हम 170 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई पर आ चुके हैं।
There's a quick succession of several flight events. The SS1 separation, following the SS2 ignition,
second stage performance normal
and then the closed interstate separation, initiation of closed loop guidance for the flight, and of course, the dense atmosphere and 100 kilometers altitude has been crossed. The payload fairing also has been separated.
यान की गति 3.35 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड तथा ऊंचाई 228 किलोमीटर।
plus 4 minutes.
इस घटनाक्रम में SS2 का प्रज्वलन काल खत्म होने के बाद करीब 90 सेकंड का कोस्ट फेज होगा।
Second stage action completed.
Current altitude is
Vehicle is in
260
combined
kilometers.
coasting.
4 minutes 30 seconds past the launch time.
इसे SS2 SS3 कंबाइंड कोस्टिंग फेज कहा जाता है। इस घटनाक्रम में अगली घटना होगी SS2 का पृथक्करण तथा SS3 का प्रज्वलन।
Vehicle performance normal.
यान पूरी तरह सामान्य प्रदर्शन करता हुआ और अपनी उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर बढ़ता हुआ।
Next flight event is the separation of the second stage, which has completed its
Second
operation.
stage separated.
Now we have got the confirmation that the second stage has been separated.
Third stage ignited.
जी हाँ, द्वितीय चरण अपना प्रज्वलन काल तथा कोस्ट फेज पूर्ण करने के पश्चात पृथक कर दिया गया है तथा तृतीय चरण SS3 प्रज्वलित हो चुका है।
Right now the SSLV is in its third stage regime. The carbon fiber filament wound case with 4.5 tons of HTPB based solid propellant loading, SS3 will propel the rocket from 333.6 kilometers to 356.5 kilometers. A significant delta V addition takes place. It is about 3.7 kilometers per second. That's the amount of velocity increase.
SS3 का प्रज्वलन काल 112 सेकंड का होगा। इस दौरान यह निर्वात प्रणोद 160 किलोन्यूटन का उत्पन्न करेगा।
Third stage performance normal.
इस चरण के दौरान ही कक्षीय स्थितियां प्राप्त की जा सकेंगी।
Plus 7 minutes.
Singapore and Port Blair stations still tracking. The action time for third stage is 112 seconds, after which there will be a combined coast phase.
Third stage action completed.
तृतीय चरण अपना प्रज्वलन कार्य पूर्ण करता हुआ।
Vehicle is in hosting.
Presently, it's the regime of coasting. The third stage has completed its operation, but yet to separate from the ongoing
8
launch
minutes.
vehicle. Control for pitch, yaw and roll being provided by the velocity trimming module thrusters. In about 3 minutes of coasting, there is a triple velocity addition and triple altitude gain. VTM will then operate and compensate for the velocity necessary for the injection of satellites and also the correct altitude.
भारत इस साल को आज़ादी के अमृत महोत्सव की तरह मना रहा है। भारत के स्वतंत्रता के 75वें वर्षगांठ में पूरे भारत में तरह तरह से इसे मनाया जा रहा है। इसमें सभी ओर विकास और उन्नति की दिशा को दिखाया जा रहा है। यह पर्व इसरो में भी मनाया जा रहा है। इसी उद्देश्य के साथ मिशन न सिर्फ एक नवीन प्रमोचन यान का प्रदर्शक है बल्कि मिशन के
Plus
उपग्रह
9 minutes.
आजादी सेट पर आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव को समर्पित हैं।
We are 9 minutes past the launch time. Combined coasting in progress right now.
यह मिशन एक और कारण से महत्वपूर्ण है। इस यान में सफर कर रहे आजादी सेट को हमारे देश के ही 750 स्कूली छात्राओं ने मिलकर बनाया है। इस तरह यह मिशन महिलाओं को प्रोत्साहित करते हुए वुमेन इन स्पेस के थीम को भी सहायक बन रहा है। VTM वेलोसिटी ट्रिमिंग मॉड्यूल वह टर्मिनल चरण है जो कि अंतःक्षेपण की पूरी स्थितियां प्राप्त करेगा।
Plus 10 minutes.
You are watching us live from the Mission Control Center here at Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota. This is a maiden launch of SSLV D1 EOS-03 mission.
अभी आप ऑन बोर्ड कैमरा की मदद से देख पा रहे हैं EOS-2 का पृथकीकरण तथा अंतःक्षेपण उसके उद्दिष्ट कक्षा में। VTM का कार्य पूर्ण हो चुका है और इसे बंद किया जा चुका है। अभी उपग्रह के प्रमोचन की जानकारी आ चुकी है। EOS-2 को सफलतापूर्वक अंतःक्षेपित कर दिया गया है।
Following the combined coast phase, the VTM ignition cutoff and EOS-02 separation, Azadi Sat separation, these flight events have taken place.
जी हाँ, इसकी पुष्टि कर दी गई है। EOS-2 तथा आजादी सेट को उनके उद्देश्य कक्षा में स्थापित कर दिया गया है।
The outcome of the mission is yet to be announced by the Range Operations Director.
मिशन की सफलता की औपचारिक घोषणा कुछ ही क्षणों में की जाएगी।
Viewers can stay tuned to the ISRO media portals to know the outcome of the mission of SSLV D1 EOS-02 mission. Visuals from the mission control centers on your screens right now. The experts looking at their monitors very intently.
आज़ादी सेट एक क्यूब सेट है जिसका भार करीब 8 केजी का है। इसमें कई सारे फेमटो एक्सपेरिमेंट्स के लिए विभिन्न भार लगे हुए हैं। इन नितभारों को स्पेस किड्स इंडिया द्वारा एकीकृत किया गया है। अभी तक उपग्रह से संपूर्ण संकेत नहीं आए हैं।
Hello, hello. Good morning, all of you. The maiden flight of SSLV D1 just now completed. The SSLV's all stages performed as expected. The first stage performed and separated. The second stage performed and separated. The third stage also performed and separated. And we had in the terminal phase of the mission, some data loss is occurring, and we are analyzing the data. And we will come back on the status of the satellites and as well as the vehicle performance soon. So until then, please bear with us that we are currently in the process of analyzing the data to conclude on the final outcome of the mission with respect to a stable orbit achieved or not. So please please wait and we'll come back. Thank you so much for your patient viewing of this live telecast from SDS Ishar. Thank you so much once again.
Namaskar viewers. The small satellite launch vehicle is a new generation rocket ISRO is developing for the commercial market for launching of small satellites that is emerging today in India and the whole world. We are very happy to tell you that the first launch, the developmental launch of SSLV carrying two satellites, EOS-02 and ASADISat took place today. That's the 7th morning at 9:18 hours. The vehicle took off majestically with its burning of the first stage and its solid first stage, and also the subsequent stages, the second stage SS2 and the third stage SS3 all performed very well nominally. The entire vehicle performance was very good in the mission. And finally, when it reached an orbit and an altitude of 356 kilometers, the satellites were separated, both EOS-02 and ASADISat were separated. However, we subsequently noticed an anomaly in the placement of the satellites in the orbit. the satellites were placed in a elliptical orbit in place of a circular orbit. The 356 kilometer circular orbit was our intended orbit, but it could place the satellite in an orbit of 356 by 76 kilometer, 76 being the lowermost point which is closest to the surface of the Earth. So when you place satellites in such an orbit, the orbit will not stay for a long time. Due to atmospheric drag, the satellites will come down, and the satellites have already come down from that orbit and they are no longer usable. And we found that this issue related to the SSLV has been reasonably identified, but we will go deeper into it. It is primarily due to one of logic that exists in the rocket to identify a sensor failure and go for a salvage option. That means the system has a deficiency which we need to look at very carefully and correct it with regard to a sensor isolation principle. But for that problem, we couldn't see any other anomaly. But for that, every other new element that has been incorporated in this rocket performed very well, including the propulsion stages, overall hardware, its aerodynamic designs, new generation and low-cost control electronics, control systems, new separation systems, the entire architecture of the rocket, everything has been proven very first time in the rocket, and we are very happy about that part. What we are going to do now is to identify this specific problem and why this isolation happened and why it went into a not acceptable orbit. We will go through a very detailed evaluation in days to come through an expert set of people who are working right now continuously from this point onwards, and they will come out with a set of recommendations which we can implement without any delay. And we hope that with the small corrections and further revalidation of those corrections through adequate number of tests, we will come back for launch for the next development flight of SSLV D2 very soon and as the earliest. And we are hoping that with the second development of flight, we will become completely successful in proving the vehicle to place satellites in the intended orbit for our commercial use for India and the whole world. Thank you so much for watching this view of the launch of SSLV and also supporting ISRO's programs for generating Atmanirbharta and also to have indigenous capability to have small satellite launches from Indian soil. We continue our effort with dedication and hard work to make it a grand success. Thank you.